power of we, huh? Picking up some momentum, I think. I don't know if the rest of your smartphones have been like mine this week. I've had these little red notifications sort of by the second, it seemed like. Everybody's really got behind it within our relatively small closed group at the moment. Some amazing sort of stories and gestures out there from members of the group. Really holistic, and what we were after when we sort of created the hashtag the power of we. I just wanted to put a slightly different slant on it. That's something that's happened to myself on a personal level over the last 2 weeks, and it probably just jumps out as one word I would have thought, which is empathy, and trying to understand how the other person you're communicating with is the place they're in and what they're trying to achieve. And I'll give you the story to give you some context. So my unreliable car is getting a little bit more unreliable. It's becoming a little bit more tired. I mean, it hasn't started the first time the last 4 or 5 times. So, hence to say, the last couple of weeks I've been in the market for a new car. So on Bank Holiday Monday, so 10, 11 days ago, I nipped out to the local dealer and had a little chat with them, and I saw a car I really, really liked. And we sat down and, as you do, played about with the figures, sort of a little bit of haggling back and forth. And we almost got to the place I was happy paying for the car, but we couldn't quite get to the agreement there. It was definitely the car I wanted. I really liked it. I was really happy with it. Just couldn't quite get to the figures I wanted. But I was relatively happy with the deal. So, as we do, if we don't find agreement, there was just a no deal scenario. We shook hands and I walked away with a formal quote. The following days after that, I went into work, carried on nipping around the country as we do, spreading the word of what HBP training's up to. Reflecting on it, I did a little bit more market research online. Couldn't find another model like it, and I decided that, for the little figure I was looking to sort of ask them to compromise with, then I was happy. I'm going to go and proceed with the deal that was sort of on paper. I went into the garage itself the following Monday, so Monday just gone, and I've walked in. The sales rep I dealt with the week before wasn't there, so I found another guy, started chatting to him, explained the scenario, and basically said, "You've got a done deal here, mate. We've got the prices here. If you're willing to honour that, where it says it's a 30-day quote, I'll take the car off your hands at the earliest opportunity." So he was obviously happy because I think the sale would have gone through in his name. And he said, "No problem, I'll dig around a little bit more." So he went into the manager's office, and they were in there a few minutes. So I had a few alarm bells ringing in my head, wondering what was going on. I'd already walked around the forecourt; the car was still there. And the manager came out and was unbelievably apologetic, and I mean overly apologetic, but it made me feel a little bit awkward. And she just said, "I'm really, really sorry, but there's literally somebody walking out to test drive the car now. They've popped in this morning. They've drove 20 miles to come and see it. They couldn't get in over the weekend, so naturally we've had to let them take it for a test drive." And as she said that, I looked over my shoulder and I saw them whizzing past the window. So naturally, I could have been a bit deflated. I could have played the victim. I could have got a little bit irate, and especially I was almost been invited to be irate. I think she was expecting that reply from me, because she was super apologetic. "I'm really, really sorry. If this guy doesn't buy the car, then obviously you will get it. And I'm really, really sorry. Is there anything we can do to make this right, etc.?" And I just went back with a question, because as we say on all our courses, questions are the answer. And I said, "When did I pay the deposit for the car to secure it?" And she looked at me and she said, "Well, you haven't." And I went, "Well, there's the answer then. So actually, the ownership of this situation's on me. I didn't commit last week. I haven't called up during the last week to commit to the car. So of course you have the right to go and sell that car to somebody else." And she stood there for, it felt like 30 seconds, just looking at me, because it was a cross transaction. She was expecting me to have a bit of a go at her. And she went, "Really, you're that understanding?" I said, "Well, the way I see it is you should be in a really good position here, because if this guy who's driving the car doesn't buy it, then I will. So you've sold that car today, whatever happens. So let's just chill out. Let's just see what happens. And I'll give him 10 or 15 minutes. If he's off for the test drive, he doesn't come back, then I'm going to have to get on with my day. And I'll just leave my number, and, if he doesn't want it, then give me a bell, and then we can go from there." She was really, really sort of hospitable from there. I had a couple of coffees, I had a biscuit, we had a chat, we had a bit of banter. It was really, really good. Built the rapport, everything we know about it. And unfortunately, time ran out, so I had to leave. So I left my phone number. Only 20 minutes later, I had a phone call off her, and she said, "Mr. Kelly, the car's yours," which was obviously great for me. But I was interested in the context of it, and when I went back to sign for the car and pay the deposit, she said the actual guy was being a bit of a pain in the backside, actually. He was driving a real hard bargain. He was really being abrupt, and she didn't want to do business with him. And she said, "That moment where you accepted my approach to what was going on and my apology. She said, I knew I wanted to sell the car to you because we're a family-run business and we really pride ourselves on repeat customers, and you're the type of person we want to do customer with. I actually want to see the sales rep actually to see if it was a bit of a bluff to say actually maybe this guy wasn't interested in the car. And he said no, he genuinely was. He was just driving a hard bargain and we had no patience with him. He wasn't the type of person we wanted to do a customer with. So build rapport with people, maybe just understand where they're coming from and what they're trying to achieve, and maybe that good energy you throw out there maybe comes back to circulate this whole the power of we. So we've talked about the charitable bits, but I think sometimes we just need a bit of empathy to understand where other people are coming from, and more often than not, you throw things out there and they, good things or bad things, and they'll come back in the same way. It's a bit like a boomerang. If you throw bad energy out, the bad energy will come back and bite you on the backside. But sometimes you throw good energy, the good people win. And I'm delightful to say I'm really looking forward to going and pick my new car up tomorrow and getting a car that actually starts and makes me a little bit more reliable, taking control of my day so I can get to where I need to be on time. So let's grow the power of the we. It's got some momentum this week. Let's really throw it out there. I think we're going to obviously collaborate and create an open page. Hashtag the power of we. I got visions of the t-shirts. I got visions of videos going viral of random acts of kindness and just putting some good things out there. There's enough bad stuff for the moment. The news is covered in it. The EU referendum. I can't make no head nor tail of it. What they're saying, they're all just slagging each other off. Give me the facts and the figures so I can make a logical decision. And I think we're all confused. But in this day and age, whatever happens, whether we vote in or vote out, we need to be in it together, and we need to be stronger together and throwing positive energy out there. Because if we stand alone, just as the UK, the stronger together we are, the better we'll be. And if we stay in the EU, we need to be stronger together to have a stronger stance of what we achieve. Before we go further into politics, I'll call it a day. I hope you have a great weekend, forward coming, and let's keep driving this power of we forward. Have a good weekend, guys, and I'll see you soon.